2 weeks into the season, don't want to overreact, but maybe the AFC isn't as good as we all thought. Look at the AFC West. The Raiders are 0-2. If they lose next week at Tennessee, they're 0-3. They haven't really, to blow a game like that yesterday, the offense not nearly as good as we, I think, thought going into the season. What did Adams have yesterday? 2 catches after 17 targets the week before?
Yeah, bizarre.
The Broncos look awful so far, and this is a great tweet from Carson Marshall. Dare I say, Hackett reminded me of the first games of Freddie Kitchens yesterday. Freddie Kitchens, when he coached the Browns for that 1 year, I thought before he took over the job, Hugh Jackson was the worst coach I'd ever seen in the NFL because the Browns were an absolute dumpster fire the entire time. It got worse when he took over. And Freddie Kitchens is the worst I've ever seen. I don't know, is Hackett? There's nothing wrong with just saying, I'm good. I just want to be an OC.
Yeah.
I want to be the guy calling plays. I'm not made out to be a head coach. He's way in over 2 games in.
Oh, it's not debatable. He's absolutely in over his head.
Right now he is, yes.
He's out to lunch.
Yeah, but you look at all these teams. The Broncos stink so far. The Colts, my God, the Colts.
Yeah.
They're terrible. I'll go one further. How about the entire AFC North? It's only 2 games in. I get it. Who's good? I want to say the Ravens.
Yeah, they're good.
But the secondary was completely exposed yesterday.
They had a meltdown, yeah.
The Steelers are who we thought they were,
yeah.
Right? And the Bengals are just, the Super Bowl hangover, I guess, is real.
Well, wait 6 days. It could get worse. Patriots could beat the Ravens, and the Bengals could lose again. They're only a 4-point favorite against the Jets. It could get worse. I know.
I don't want to overreact, but a game like the one Tua had is exactly what a quarterback needs to vault into the MVP conversation. You think?
Oh boy, I didn't even consider him.
No, I'm just. But that's to become part of the narrative. To have that Lamar Jackson game in 2019 when he was a super long shot on the board. Where people never. Some professional sports bettors cleaned house with Lamar Jackson that year when he won the MVP. But if you brought that up before his first 2 games against Miami and Arizona, people would have laughed at you for the most part.
Oh, yeah,
Lamar Jackson, there's no chance for the MVP.
Incredible job. Good for him. But now I want to see what happens Sunday when they get the Bills at home.
Sure. I don't want to sound like a jerk, but go out there and do it again.
Yeah.
Now, and that to duplicate what happened yesterday is going to be impossible because what you say earlier, that's the first time it's ever happened?
With the quarterback throwing for those yards, those touchdowns, and the teammates, what they did, Waddle and Hill. I think it does more for McDaniel, Coach of the Year.
Well, for sure it does.
It's ridiculous now what he's doing.
He is the shortest shot on the board, and he should be at the moment. We'll see what O'Connell does tonight, or even maybe Sirianni. But it could become a 2 or 3 way battle between McDaniel and some of those other guys. I don't want to overreact, but personally speaking, losing the Browns in survivor pools yesterday was a top 2 worst sports betting moment of my entire life. That's how bad it was for me. I can vividly recall what I felt like when UConn played Duke in the Final Four back in 2004, and I somehow pushed that game. At the time, had no money, but I killed March Madness that year, and I put a majority of my winnings on March Madness all on UConn in that game, and they were laying 1.5, and I bought it rather than playing money line. I bought it down to 1, made a mistake there, and up by 4 late, and Duhon makes from 38 feet off 1 foot, double ducks underneath, whatever, off the glass with one hand and in to push the game. I had a migraine headache during that game and after it was over with, and my body was shaking. I felt the same exact way for the first time yesterday when the Browns lost that game.
It's an all-timer. I don't want to overreact, but that's one of the worst losses in NFL history.
It is.
When you look at win probability and 99.9% and everything has to go wrong, running out of bounds, not falling down. We've seen that, though. Harris did it in a Patriot game. It was 2nd and long. It's under 2 minutes. He rips one off. He would have had the first down. He slid early. They still had to convert on 3rd down. I'm like, what is this guy doing?
Mm-hmm.
And then here, it's like, I'm going to run in the end zone. Hunt running out of bounds. And then you just cannot let someone get behind you with a 13-point lead and they're out of timeouts.
Yeah. Okay. So if Chubb goes down at the 1-yard line, ball game's over with, right?
That's it.
Okay. Unless it's going to think about what's going to have to happen. You're going to have to fumble the snap of the football. Jets are going to have to recover and either take it to the house or go down on like a 95-yard drive with no timeouts. Maybe it happens, but it's very unlikely. Right?
I've only
Game's
seen
over.
it happen once.
Yeah.
You fumble the kneel down.
The kneel down, right, exactly.
Rivers
so
did it.
That's all. Yeah, imagine that
That's
with
it.
the Chargers,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Okay. And then it was impossible. And I'm not joking. Rattled it just the entire time for like 4 or 5 hours yesterday. In fact, if I did something else, I would have taken today off.
Yeah.
I would have taken today off.
Yeah.
It was you did see, when we do this,
It's
you do
kept
3
coming.
hours. You can't do this to a person. It's like, hey, yeah,
Well-
I'm not going to be there tomorrow. Great. Why not? Because I lost a bad one in Survivor. No, that's not the way it works. You gotta be here and do the show for 3 hours.
Then you had the Raiders. Absolutely. I don't want to overreact, but officiating is a problem. And I thought it was going to be the emphasis of illegal contact. It's the phantom calls. You got to stay out of the way. The call on Ertz is horrendous.
Yeah.
The game's over. And it's ticky-tack. It's not even, it better be egregious there if you're going to call the hold. And then in the Saints game, I mean, they are just out of their minds afterwards. And I like, a lot of guys were honest. It was a phantom flag. I don't know what they said. One of the plays were just tackling the guy, and they threw a flag. It's the big one is the unnecessary roughness. That's what they're looking at, and there's nothing there. But these hits, we hit them hard. Really? There wasn't even the call on the Saints. They're getting the ball back 3-3. Tampa has to punt, and they called that unnecessary roughness.
Absolutely
That's
brutal.
a killer.
Of course
And it led to the game-winning touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one was terrible as well. They got to stay out of the way. And these are just these unnecessary roughness calls. They're looking to throw the flag. And the other one, I don't want to overreact, but Matt Ryan's done. The other thing is, look at his numbers. He's a compiler. He had one great season, and it was because of Shanahan. Okay? To me, he didn't have a good year last year. They were a funky team, but the numbers he put up, it's noodle arm. There's nothing on the ball. He's sacked 5 times. What happened to this offensive line? You're right. He's sacked 5 times. He throws 3 interceptions. They have 200 yards and 8 first downs. They can't move the ball. They can't even score. They're taking over twice deep in Jacksonville territory. And that's Jacksonville. The other thing is, what's plan B? Now what are you going to do? Wentz was the problem. I guess not. Now what's Irsay going to do if they miss the playoffs? Then where do you go? Who's the new quarterback now?
Well, it's coming in the draft.
Oh, God.
It is a very draft-heavy, quarterback-heavy draft coming up that we have. They're going to have to address it.
They should be 0-2, and they got the Chiefs coming to town. This offense is broken. He's broken.
Well, okay, so I'm looking at the box score. How does Jonathan Taylor play a game where he has 9 carries?
Yeah.
How does that happen? I get it, you were down in the game, but you got to make him more of a focal point of the offense in the first half. And another good point from our producer, Dustin, in the break. You want to talk about a revenge game that nobody talked about. Doug Peterson yesterday against Frank Reich.
That's fair.
Still pissed off maybe because Frank Reich gets a lot of the credit for that Super Bowl win.
Yeah. When Reich left, people said it was a huge deal.
Now that's deep, but maybe there's something to that.
Yeah. Well, they can't win there. I mean, it's 8 in a row. And shut out and skunked like that?
Yep.
Oh, pathetic.
Yeah, I don't want to overreact, but a coach is getting the axe before a holiday. Now, that holiday, Halloween's not technically a holiday, but I'll include Halloween. Like, it's going to happen by Halloween, Thanksgiving, or by Christmas. Like, we're not going to go until, it's not going to be Black Monday where the first coach is going to get fired.
Wow.
That could have been Kingsbury.
Yeah, somehow I was just going to say
he was the guy.
Yeah.
He was going to, if you have a bet on him, if that doesn't happen yesterday, I firmly believe that guy's done like middle of the season.
Right, because Murray has regressed until he showed up in the Roadrunner. I mean, that's 20-0 at halftime.
Yeah.
They were broken, and they just erupt in the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm.
And
the Raiders got tired on defense. The offense could put nothing together. Is this going to be the entire theme of the season?
That was no lead is safe. Is this, I don't want to overreact, but no lead, this has become college football. No lead is safe.
Yeah,
what the hell happened? The Rams were lucky they won.
Yep.
28-3 in the third quarter at home.
Yep. And the Falcons with the ball and a chance to win. Collinsworth last night, Sunday Night Football. Careful here. Careful. Bears go in. It's a one-score game, right? It's like you got to kind of consider that stuff now the way it's been going in the first 2 weeks. Who's good outside of the Bills, the Chiefs, the Chargers if Herbert's healthy? I mean...
We'll find out tonight in the second Monday night game.
Yeah, Vikings could be really good. Eagles could be as well.
They both could be, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a fiasco. And just a nightmare sweating games. No lead safe.
No, nothing yesterday.
It's a travesty.
Close
it out.
Yeah, can it get crazier than yesterday? Will we have a single week where the results are more bonkers of what took place?
From an in-play standpoint, I can't see it.
Visit VSiN.com to get current odds, listen for free, find showtimes, and download VSiN sports betting podcasts.